Again, we are following breaking news of this shooting out on Long Island in West Hempstead at a Stop and Shop location there. There are early reports that there are multiple people injured and that perhaps the gunman has left the scene. Schools are in lockdown there, so we continue to monitor the situation carefully. If you live in that area, please wait for police to speak officially about this, whether or not they have it under control, whether or not they have the gunman loose in the area before proceeding. And obviously, given schools are in lockdown, to respect the protocols there. If you show up at a school right now, that could go differently and can get complicated. So wait for official word before proceeding there. Right now, we wrap this up with by checking in with Jim Smith in the chopper for the latest from where he sits.
And what we could tell you is that the police still are maintaining a presence at the scene. We have seen some police officers begin to leave, but overall still a large police presence at the Stop and Shop off of Cherry Valley Avenue in West Hempstead. Situation that began about 11 o'clock this morning. Early reports of possibly 3 people shot in this incident, and police as well as ambulances still remain on the scene. Back to you.
We have, as we said, we had our reporter Dana Arshan en route to the scene before. She's arrived right now. Dana, I know it's early on, but can you tell us what it looks like, what you can glean from your arrival over there?
Arthur, yes. So it was very, very difficult for me to get here because depending on what area you're coming from, there are streets closed off really in this entire radius. So it is very chaotic. Doesn't matter where you're coming from. Streets are closed off. There's one entrance where they were able to let media come in, and it is incredibly crowded here just behind my cameraman Morrow. Tons of media. I do see some people speaking to them now. It looks like they possibly might have heard or seen something, so I do hope to speak to them soon. But I'll step aside and just show you what we see here on the ground. So police tape this whole area closed off. There's a detective with Nassau County walking around, and he is supposed to speak to us shortly after. Actually, I think you might be able to see him on the camera right now. That is a detective who is expected to speak to media later this morning, or this afternoon, excuse me. So Nassau County Executive Laura Curran also just released a statement saying that schools nearby have been notified to lock down and secure their buildings. And again, law enforcement sources telling us that they're hearing that at least 3 people have shot, also telling us that it's possible the suspect is on the loose right now and that detectives are working right now and investigators to try to find that suspect. Of course, this is all still preliminary and more details are expected to come in throughout the afternoon. Arthur, let me send it back to you.
Thank you very much, Dana. Obviously, this is developing. We're going to continue this. We will bring you the latest. If you're out in that area, do take precautions and acknowledge that authorities want you to be very careful as schools are in lockdown mode.